welcome back to Good Lord everyone at the reunion for my religious all-girls school as a trans man, and they're hot. So I do want to finish this before the month's over, and we don't have too much time, so I might just record this one now-ish? When will this come out? I don't know. And then hopefully the other one soonish, close enough to this one, and have the last 2 episodes out before the month's over. Either way, I believe we need to load, not start, from here, right? Yeah. It's the only spot, I think, because here's where we get to pick. So we did Elias's entire path, and we got to see what a workaholic he is, and the reason why he is that way. I wanted to save Liam for last because Liam seemed like the not a good option of the 3 of them, being the type of person that my character, the one that I'm playing as, hates the most, or dislikes the most. Not necessarily hate might be a strong word, but because of dealings with this person back in high school and then the type of person they are now, it seems like they're rubbing this character every wrong way, other than them just being hot. So maybe we'll save that one for last, just to see, and Angel will be up next. So I wonder what Angel's up to. Out of the corner of your camera lens, you spy Angel with a large buttered croissant in her mouth, standing up and dusting his knees. I believe all 3 of them at this moment were in different locations. Something about kick flipping off of a boat or something. Was that at this point? I don't remember. Kick flipping off of like the 2nd story of the place that you're all staying at. And Elias is just dashing back and forth between places. And then Angel, I am not entirely sure where... I don't think we know where Angel was during this moment. But we do get to see where they are when we go to the beach, and then there's the goose incident. So I'm curious how the goose incident is going to play out this time. Saw something when we walked over. Gonna check it out. Wait, did I just missed reading the entire? Okay, that's fine. Love that for you, honey. Bye. So Elias and Angel were nearby one another. He nods, then begins heading towards the bushes by the edge of the tree line, now savoring the croissant as he munches loudly. Hey, is it really okay for them to be by themselves? They'll be fine, girl. Come catch some noms yourself. I could have sworn the main character at this point already had like a basket full of food and was coming out to the, to be under the tree or something like that. Hey, he's never gonna get any chicks or followers if he's always a weirdo loser. His vibes are rancid. What is wrong with this character? I kind of don't even want to do their storyline. Maybe I should have done Liam now, because I don't think I would like that one. And then Angel would be the last one, being one of the more interesting, along with Elias. I think Elias still makes sense for the first one because you know him the best, and he's the one who's throwing all of this entire get-together. And Angel would be like the second best, or maybe a better character just because they're so unknown. But then Liam seems like a terrible option no matter what, so I don't know. I guess we'll see how Liam ends up in the next episode. The smile Elias held for you fades as he looks at Liam. Your vibes are rancid. There you say that again. Oh, the fight. They're acting like they're in high school again. I'm not standing around to watch this. So in this universe, if we do choose Angel, we end up, I guess, having a conflict between these 2, when we would have pulled Elias away before. And I guess Angel would have just gone off and done whatever they were supposed to be doing. You stand up and look around the picnic blankets before speed walking in the direction that Angel took off in, a little worried that you seem to be the only one who cares enough to go after them. I hope I don't get lost. I don't know if I can identify edible mushrooms from poisonous ones. Well, it's a field of grapes, I think, right? For wine. So you could live off of those. You could eat those. You'd be fine until you find your way back. Your feet slow to a halt as hesitation sets in. Should I go back to the picnic and get some supplies? But if Angel is still on the move, I won't be able to catch up. You take a deep breath, gathering all the courage you can muster, and press on. You alone must do this. As you get close to the edge of the tree line, you spy the glimmer of pastel flowers and sigh relief. As he's kneeling by a bush with a mesh cloth bag in one hand and the other reaching for a nearby bush. Angel, I was wondering what you were doing. Wait, I was wondering where you were going, not what you were doing. Huh. Anyways, huh? As he looks in your direction, eyebrows quirked in confusion. What's he doing here? What am I doing? What are you doing? Foraging. Or aging? Foraging, looking for plants. This time, you're the one who raised an eyebrow. It's plain as day the fact that you two are surrounded by plants. Many plants, in fact. But why? To eat them. Wouldn't that be stealing from the vineyard? Don't think they send anyone down here to harvest. As he lifts the bag up to show you the many red berries within. Red ones. I actually don't know what wine is made out of. I would assume just normal grapes. Are there red grapes? I don't even know. Whoa, those are raspberries. Oh, I guess they're probably not picking the raspberries in. Close. Thimbleberries. Is that a thing? You tilt your head. You've never heard of this fruit before, and the confusion on your face prompts Angel to clear their throat. Thimbleberries are from the Rosaceae family, aka roses. They're actually invasive wild plants, but people plant them because they look nice. They only grow a few places and spoil real fast, so you'll rarely see them sold fresh. Kinda sounds like they rehearsed that. I wonder if they could just be made into something real quick so they wouldn't spoil. Do they taste any good? I think so. Similar to raspberries. A honey aftertaste. Oh, I do like the sound of that. I wonder why I've never heard of them before. They're also called salmon berries. Or salmon berries. You could have sworn you've heard those from a popular video game you know Elias plays sometimes. Calling them salmon berries sounds less appealing all of a sudden. Try some after I wash them. Think you'll like them. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try one later. Angel studies your expression for a bit, then nods before returning their attention to the bush. You don't think he's upset by this exchange thus far. It looks like Angel will talk more about food and plants, so I wonder if I can get to know them better that way. You gather your skirt and kneel down next to them, watching the ways he carefully examines a berry before plucking it off the bush. What can you use them for? How long do they last? After they're off the bush, a few hours. Really, just a few hours. What about sticking them in the fridge? 1 or 2 days without fungicide. Seriously? Sheesh. You weren't kidding about their shelf life. Angel simply nods. What can you use them for? Same as most berries. Eat fresh, dry, freeze, cook them into jam. Have you ever done that yourself? A few times. Always a hit. Rarely get to have any myself. Angel sets down a bag he was filling and pulls out another one from his pocket. You notice a red stain on his fingertips. Do you want to try picking some? Oh, me? Sure, I'll give it a shot. As he hands you a bag, a shiver running down your spine as your fingers brush for a split second. What's going on with me? Come on, Arain. Don't act funny. You want to find the ones that are real red. If it's green or pink, leave it for the next person. Can you show me one so I know what I'm looking for? Sure. He gently runs his fingers over a berry, then motions for you to do the same. This is ripe. Falls right into your hand. Not too much pressure. I think that's the same with other types of berries as well, like raspberries and stuff like that. If they just kind of fall into your hand when you kind of hold them, then they're ripe and ready to, like, pick and eat. You do as instructed, and sure enough, the berry falls right into your palm. Wow, you were right. Fun, right? You turn and face Angel and see the faintest ghost of a smile on their lips. Your heart leaps at the sight. Goodness, these are really cute when he smiles. Come on over, there's a lot more on this side. Alright. He follows them to another batch of bushes laden with ripe thimbleberries ready to be plucked. Angel observes as you set to work and quickly fill up your bag. Occasionally you steal glances at them, and their smile causes butterflies to flutter in your stomach. Having fun? Angel is actually really nice. I wonder why no one else is spending time with them. I am. Thanks for letting me do this, Angel. Your bag is almost full by this point, but a few more thimbleberries wouldn't hurt. In fact, you spy a particularly large one that calls out to you. Angel, look, this one's huge. Nice find. You reach towards it in your excitement, accidentally squeezing it too hard and splattering its sweet fresh and juice upon your bare skin. You jump and yelp as the sticky liquid runs down your hand and onto your wrist. And somebody's about to grab your hand and lick it right off of your arm. Because that's exactly what happened with the previous timeline. No, this is my favorite blouse too. I don't have anything to wipe the juice off with. Got you. Before you realize what's happening, Angel takes your hand and presses a wet cloth to your wrist. Oh, I thought it was going to be licked off. It takes you a moment to register that it's a sanitizer wipe, if only because you're distracted by the calluses on their fingers. They're definitely firm and rough against your own skin, yet their touch is so gentle as he angles your hand around to wipe off the remnants of the fruity grenade. You suck in a breath, your heart hammers against your chest. If you find a fainting couch out in the middle of the woods, you would most certainly be making a use of it right now. Before you can truly savor this moment, Angel withdraws her hand, and you can't help but feel disappointed by the sudden absence of his skin on yours. There, you're good now. What am I thinking? Have some honesty. Thank you, Angel. I'm glad you were prepared for that. He nods as if nothing happened. Which, in the grand scheme of things, is true, but you feel rather hot after this turn of events. Let's go back. Got plenty of these now. You nod sheepishly, opting to follow their lead for fear that if you were to say anything at this moment, you might spontaneously combust. Thankfully, your companion does not mind the lack of conversation too much. You do notice a little more pep in her step, however, and smile to yourself despite everything. Soon enough, you can start making out individual folks from the distant figures as you approach the picnic. Oh. What's going on here? Elias and Liam are up in each other's faces? Yep, they're about to fight. The goose of the forest. What? Hold these. As he gives you both bags of berries and jogs ahead towards the picnic goers. You follow behind as best you can, carefully not to jostle the bags too much. So the goose incident still happens? Elias's face is covered in icing. What the hell happened while we were gone? Pack it up. We trespass on the goose of the forest territory. Angel herds the bystanders back to their blankets and baskets, looking over her shoulder and paling as the goose continues its descent. Elias, Liam, knock it off. Nuh-uh, hun. Bitch Blackfoot my cake into the lake. Or kick-flipped. No one cares about your girly-ass picnic, and the goose isn't gay. He's not allowed. Deal with it later. Hey, why don't we talk it over calmly like adults? The goose is now honking all over the place. All four of you turn your attention towards the goose of the forest, whose presence draws even closer. You wanna go, bird brain? Are you backing off already? You dare challenge the goose of the forest in his domain? The Lord Almighty have mercy on us. Guys, I think you're upsetting the, goose. You yelp as the goose of the forest hisses and bares his teeth at you, still approaching all the while. I'll kick flip your goose ass up the ass. That's animal abuse. You feel lightheaded. The petty violence all around you is dazzling, and you're not sure if there's anything you can do to bring the situation under control. You have a bag of berries. You can chuck it and maybe the goose will eat them. Like before when you had the sandwiches. Even then, what would you even do? Your hands are full of thimbleberries. To drop them would be to bruise the precious fruit and render all of Angel's hard work meaningless. But to stand here merely witnessing the unfolding events would spell everyone's doom. Well, not really. I don't think the goose would straight up attack you, just, you know, back away. You've never felt so powerless before in your life. We need to... You almost don't recognize the unintelligible, guttural roar that's shaken you to the bone. It's ancient, deep, horrible. It's from Angel. I didn't realize he could get that loud. Everyone freezes in place, watching as Angel claps her hands and stomps loudly. The goose of the forest sees this display of dominance and flees from the scene. It seems that you have been spared from a terrible fate, but at what cost? You look back at Angel's face, flush and chest heaving as he's catching her breath before you realize that everyone else's eyes are also focused on them. An unwanted spotlight. Keep cleaning. Need to go. Forgot something. As he turns on her heels and starts to head back towards the lodge without another word. There's a brief moment of hesitation before some folks resume packing up their things again, while others whisper in hushed voices. Damn it, Liam, this is why I told you to quit harshing everyone's vibes. You made Angel's day shitty. His day is probably shitty because you let the sissies come. Raina's allowed to be here, especially when you're the embodiment of toxic masculinity. Who cares? You're just jealous because I stay winning. What in God's name does that even mean? Liam, you're so full of poop. You know what? I can't watch you two anymore. I'm leaving. That's probably the good decision. Go after Angel and bring the berries. You jog back to the front of the lodge as carefully as you can, dodging the tree branches, trying not to bruise the thimbleberries. Hopefully you could find Angel again. At last you make it past the trees and into the clearing. Did she go back to her room? Your chest heaves as you catch your breath. Somehow you don't believe Angel opted to go back inside. Angel's probably in the vineyard. I hope she's not too far off. You face the field of grapes and gather yourself. Though if I get lost, at least I know I can eat grapes and thimbleberries. You pass through the threshold and between the... whatever this word is, hurrying along the path as you retrace your steps from yesterday night. I don't know if I can pronounce this word. I have to look it up to know how to pronounce that one, but I'm pretty sure it's like the things that you put the grapevines to grow onto. I'm drowning under pressure. Can't hold it no more. This is probably listening to music. Angel? If you reach for the bottle, I'm gonna start a war. As her voice startles you, you weren't even aware as it could be this loud. You follow the source of the music, Angel's voice, wincing as the volume only grows louder as you approach. Here comes, here comes, here comes. You crest over the hill and find them dancing and headbanging wildly as the music crescendos. A Molotov cocktail from the depths of my soul. Damn these flames that swallow us all. Angel pumps her fists into the air as the guitar thrums and the melody ends. You stand there in awe, watching as the sweat glistening on her forehead drips down her chin. She must have sensed you as he shuts her speaker off and wipes her brow. Oh, hi again. Are you okay? Am now. You shuffle your feet. I was worried when you kind of just took off from the picnic. Angel looks you up and down and takes a swig of water, then sighs. Don't like everyone staring at me. I'm sorry, I didn't think anyone knew you were going to scream. Try not to do it in front of other people. The goose of the forest ain't someone... Find out, okay. I see. Needed to let off some steam after that, and you know how people say talking to plants is good for them. People did say that. I wonder if there was... I'm pretty sure there was a study some time ago, like some years ago, about that. And it had something to do with, like, the vibration, potentially, or maybe they found that just nothing happens. And it was all, like, blown out of proportion. I think the plants appreciate my music. I see. I kind of wondered if he does this at the community gardens he works at, too. Hang on, did he call a goose a someone? A silence falls between you two, and you notice that Angel looks a little distressed as he wipes her brow again as he considers you again. What kind of music do you listen to? Huh? Music. Everyone's got their favorites. I was just surprised you asked is all. As he takes another swig of water, letting her shoulders drop, her eyes look everywhere except towards you. Angel must be really anxious right now. I shouldn't keep them waiting. I wish I didn't forget what I'm into the moment people ask me. Knowing this character is probably like either pop, orchestral. It could be any of them, to be fair. I'm gonna go with pop. This is the first one. Pop, huh? I listen to a lot of pop music when I'm driving to different venues or something or sorting through my photos. That kind of makes sense, actually. That might actually go with doing those actions. Though, I guess classical music or orchestral music kind of works that way too, but it's a different vibe. I don't know. Pop being more upbeat, I think, would work really nicely, but maybe that's my bias. Lots of artists doing different stuff. Yeah, there's tons of variety these days, so I always have something to listen to. Angel idly nods. Her jaw is set in a straight line, so you're not sure what she's thinking. Lately, there's been some drama between some of the singers I used to listen to, so I'm expanding my playlist. Do you have any pop artists you like? Don't really know any names. That's okay. Sometimes I mix them up myself. Oh no. I don't think I'm holding their interest. You didn't put them away? Put what away? Dingleberries. You two look down at your hands and realize with horror that you've been holding the aforementioned berries this entire time. Oh no, I hope these aren't going to rot soon. I got caught up in trying to find you and forgot I still had these. Angel scratches her leg before approaching you, holding her hands out to take one of the bags. You oblige. Let's go back. Wash them before dinner as a snack. You freeze in place at that. Does he want to have dinner with me? Instead of walking ahead without you, Angel pauses and looks over at you. Coming? Yes. Back in your room, you reflect on the events of the day. After you and Angel got back to the lodge, she washed the thimbleberries and let you have a taste of them. They were the perfect balance of sweet and tart, but for some reason you had no appetite for any more food. Nor for dinner, at any rate. You showered to wash the dirt and sweat off, promptly fell headfirst into your pillow, then lost consciousness for a good few hours. Today sure was a day. I know I should go grab something to snack on at least, but I just can't bring myself to get out of my room again. You stare at the hand Angel held briefly, remembering her gentle touch. Your heart rings in your ears. Why am I being so weird about this? He was just cleaning my hands so I wouldn't get my camera dirty. There has to be a term for this feeling in your chest. You reach for your phone and type a confused jumble of words into the search bar. Let's see, why do I get sad about not holding hands with someone? And search. Found something. Touch starvation. Lack of contact for prolonged periods of time can cause one to experience intense feelings of isolation and stress. The human body will produce hormone cortisol in response to stress, which in turn can cause symptoms of physical illness and even long-term damage to your organs. What? Oh my goodness. Am I going to die? You really shouldn't. Oh my goodness gracious. You scroll down the page some more. Treatment for touch starvation includes physical contact with either humans or animals, exercise, massages. Ooh, a massage sounds nice right about now. You momentarily close your eyes and imagine yourself at a luxurious spa, laying face down on a table, waiting for the massage therapist to begin. Scented candles burn around you, filling the air with notes of lavender, rose, and amber. Warm towels cover your shoulders and legs, leaving you perfectly relaxed. The towels are lifted away as light oil is poured onto your back, followed by strong, firm hands kneading the knots in your muscles as they come loose. The delightfully rough texture of the calluses feel wonderful on your skin. This is getting somewhat specific. Someone's calloused hands. These skilled hands you've envisioned could only belong to Angel. Your eyes fly open as your heart starts beating wildly like a drummer finally getting their time in the limelight. Oh no, I really do need treatment. I should ask Elias for a hug, or maybe I can punch Liam's smug face. It would be nice if I could hold hands with Angel again, but I'm so nervous just thinking about them. You slam your face into the pillow and silently scream for as long as you can. While it hasn't solved any of your problems, the bit of catharsis helps you feel better. Frustrated, you jump out of bed and start pacing around your room. I really want to get to know Zem better, but he's just so shy and kind of weird. But everyone's got their quirks, and that's okay. Not to mention, he's really hot. I wish I could. You stop yourself in the middle of that sentence. No, I need to stop thinking about Angel like that. People are allowed to be attractive, and I'm sure Z was just being friendly to totally not coming on to me. You nod, you are absolutely certain that you are correct. I need to reset my brain, sleep this off, or, well, I guess go back to sleep and start fresh? That's the game plan. You stand before your bed and puff out your chest. At this point, you're trying to convince yourself more than anything else. Alright, you've got this, Irene. I'm going to sleep and act so normal and well-adjusted tomorrow. Got me? You should probably actually go grab something to eat, though. Alas, you toss and turn in bed and failed to sleep through the night. Knock, knock, knock. You wake up to someone making a ruckus in the hallway. Rise and shine, bestie. Apparently, Elias is making the rounds to wake everyone up. Any lollygaggers. Oh yes, this did happen the last time. That really brings me back to high school. You duck your head under your pillow. No time for breakfast. We cracked our eggs long ago for all that anyways. Did you even eat lunch or dinner yesterday? And you're not going to get breakfast either? Oh no. With the distraction of all your sexual frustration, regular frustration, you forgot that Elias had warned everyone that there would be a vineyard tour starting at the crack of dawn. It's time to move those gay little eggs. You roll out of bed, do your face, and scurry after the group. The vineyard is beautiful, photogenic, romantic. So this part plays out the exact same as previously. And it goes on for miles. Several hours later, you and the rest of the reunion guests shamble back to the lodge, eager for the wine and cheese tasting that Elias has organized. You scan the tables, trying to recognize what would be easy on your grumbling stomach. Going without dinner was definitely not one of your smartest moves in recent history. Elias really outdid himself with this cheese and wine tasting. I see this kind of stuff all the time at my photo shoots, but I don't know what most of them are. You spy the aforementioned host shooting a look of disapproval towards Liam, who is guzzling the contents of an unlabeled wine bottle and being an utter menace to those around him. Like, how in the world is the scenes between the main character and Liam gonna play out when all of this stuff is happening? Like, Liam is just a menace, an absolute menace. And there is no way kickflipping off of the second story, trying to kickflip the cake or the goose or the boat, or doing all this kind of stuff. I don't even know. Like, the story could be completely different if you take that route, and then all of the stuff that he was doing, he just doesn't do. I think I'm going to avoid heading in that direction. You approach the charcuterie board with easily identifiable offerings, eyes lighting up as your favorites are in abundance. Ah, there's crackers, salami, cheddar, and grapes on that one. 2 types of grapes even. I'm going to be eating so well. You lay claim to the board, picking out the sharp cheddar and bits of salami. Struck by boldness, you even take a single slice of prosciutto, I think is how you pronounce that, potentially. How utterly brave of you. With your plate reasonably loaded up, you head towards the wine table and look at the offerings there. Let's see, salami is red meat, so I should pick a red wine. Does it matter which one I get? I have no idea if that's actually the thing. If you're eating red meat, you need a red wine? Is that a thing? I have no idea. I think any of them will be fine. It's all bougie to me. You spy a pre-poured glass next to a wine bottle labeled Cabernet Sauvignon. Nope, I ain't gonna be able to pronounce that one. It's crimson colored, beckons you closer. As you reach out to grasp it, you feel a presence behind you. Recommend this one or this one instead. You hold your plate steady as you turn around, face to face with none other than Angel. Oh my goodness, Z is way too close. For better or for worse, he is oblivious to your current dilemma, as he doesn't meet your gaze whatsoever, instead opting to examine your plate. Got a sensitivity to tannins? Don't know what that is. Okay. As he glances up at you, then at the selection of wines sitting nearby. Red or white? Sorry, I'm really bad at pop quizzes. No wrong answer. Oh, that's good. Then I'll have the, well, it was red before, right? You said something about red, so we'll just go with the red one that you were going to try to go with anyways. Angel sets her plate down and unlocks this one. Z then lifts the bottle up with her right hand, takes a glass with her left, and tilts the glass before pouring the crimson liquid from up high. From up high. It was up high, not high up. You watch with unbridled awe and wonder if she fills the glass up to third of the way before twisting the bottle up, stopping the flow of wine. Z repeats the whole process with a second glass before wiping the neck of the bottle with a napkin. Wow. Is there a reason you did it all fancy like that? Tastes better when you aerate this one. Aerate? You don't know what that word means, but it sounds like the word air, which you do in fact know. You feel very smart. Yes. Well, basically it is to add air. Your hands momentarily brush against each other as he hands you a glass, causing your heart to start racing. Didn't you get over this already? No, you didn't. You gulp down your nervousness as Angel takes her own glass and swirls it around, lifting it above her lips. You mimic their actions. You've taken photos of folks doing this exact ritual before, never quite understanding why. But you're not about to look the fool by pulling a Liam here. You're not even close to Liam's level of insanity. Good quality, aged. Glad we can try it for free. You now notice that he's smelling the wine, so you sniff your own. It sure smells like wine, alright. Good wine, I guess. How's he can tell just by scent alone? Toast? As he raises her glass towards you. Oh, this is easy. We're going to clink the glasses together like bougie people. Cheers. You touch glasses and giggle at the clink so fancy. And now that the formalities are out of the way, you both take a small sip. You think it tastes good as far as wines go. Try it with your food. Oh, sure. You load a cracker with cheese and salami, taking a bite out of it, chewing thoroughly, and then chase it down with the wine. You perk up as you notice the flavor profile revealing richer, more complex notes. Mother Mary, that's really good. Wine is from our graduating year. Sells for at least $500. Holy shit. You nearly choke. What? Seriously? You look at the bottle and see that the label is a decade old, then stare back at the liquid in your glass. I've never paid more than $50 for a single bottle of wine before, let alone any type of alcohol. Enjoy it slowly, unlike Lucifer Satan over there, numbers guy. Understood. Angel picks up her plate and nods, then walks off in another direction. You decide to do the same so you can enjoy your food and drink at a proper table. As he seemed to know so much about wine, like some sort of somniac in their element? Wait, that doesn't sound right. Let me look that up. You Google the words wine person on your phone. Sommelier. Yeah, that sounds more correct. Angel's like a sommelier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one correctly, but you continue munching and sipping slowly as you watch the others. You lament that you didn't think to bring your camera with you this time. The casual atmosphere would have been great to capture. Eventually you run out of food and drink, so you stand up and return to the grazing tables. There you find Angel milling about and sampling this and that. Okay, act normal. Well adjusted. We can do this. Hi again. Thank you for the wine. It was really delicious. Angel nods, regarding your empty plate first before meeting your eyes. Seconds? Still plenty to eat. I was hoping for more, yeah. You look at the first charcuterie board you had taken from and feel a bit of disappointment as you see it's been ransacked since. Z must have noticed your expression fall as he clears her throat. Need more recommendations? Lots of good food around. Your eyes follow the tilt of her head towards the spreads of dishes, the names of which you can't quite recite at the moment. What's this fancy stuff? You gesture at the aforementioned dishes. You can identify some of the obvious ingredients, like salmon, mushrooms, olives, and sun-dried tomatoes, but you have no idea what they taste like. Angel quirks an eyebrow at you. Don't know these from work? I've seen them before, but I'm not always allowed to have any of the food for the guests. Usually it's just the leftovers. Damn. Not real fair to you. You blush, finding her boots to be incredibly intriguing at the moment. It's really embarrassing, but I wouldn't know where to start trying these out. Angel shakes her head at the last syllable, as the last syllable leaves your mouth. No shame, new food can be intimidating. Any food allergies? Not that I know of. He nods and glances at the food waiting to be consumed. What's he in the mood for? As far as flavors go, maybe something savory, sweet, both savory and sweet. Actually, yeah, both. Try a whole bunch of everything. Angel considers the option before picking up a toothpick with what looks like some fruit wrapped in bacon. Bacon and dates. Really like this one. I think you'll like it too. Angel hands you the toothpick. You take a bite off of it, surprised by the honey roasted walnut hidden within the cheese mix stuffed inside the hollow date. That's a lot. What did I just read? Honey roasted walnut hidden within the cheese mix stuffed inside the hollow date. That sounds fancy. And the whole thing is like, what, bacon wrapped? You continue chewing. The bacon is just crispy enough without dripping grease, providing a nice contrast with the flesh of the sweet date and bite of the blue cheese. That is insane. I don't even know what that combination would taste like. I kind of want to try something like that. The walnut brings it together with a change of texture as well. How is it? Can I just live off of this for the rest of my life? He laughs a little and you can't help but blush as it tingles your ears. Is this the first time you've heard some laugh? Angel points you to some other foods you've been eyeing curiously. You nibble on steak, shrimp, baked honey, brie, and so much more, marveling at the refined world of taste you could only observe through your camera lens before. Angel's acting a lot more outgoing than yesterday. Maybe, and does this mean... Whoa, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Remember, Irene, act casual. These are all so good. Thanks for the recommendations. Want to make sure you're enjoying yourself. What's that dish, by the way? Angel looks in the direction you're pointing and scrunches up her face in disgust at what looks to be a pinkish patty of meat garnished with herbs and topped with a yellow orb. Stay away from that one. Oh, I think we had tried that before with Elias. How come? Steak tartare, raw beef, and egg yolk. What the hell? Who would eat that? A French dish. American sanitization isn't up to par, so don't trust it. Does it taste good? If it's made properly? Never tried, not going to. That's because you're a wuss. Oh good, Liam showed up. Liam, wine bottle still in hand, lurches forward and snatches the steak tartare, spooning it all into his mouth. There's a moment of clarity when his eyes bug out, but he swallows it along with his pride. Warned you. Still ate it, but whatever, man, I'm out. Don't let the door hit you. Whoa, did I just hear Angel throw shade at Liam? I wish I captured that moment on camera. A couple of the other folks giggle as they watch Liam flee the scene. You yourself turn back to the table to see what remains as you reach towards some of the grapes. That was probably Liam. He exploded. What the? Oh no, it's raining. I remember. Yeah, in the previous thing. It started raining and everybody ran inside and then the rooms were flooded. Get back inside, everyone. The sudden downpour corrals all of you back inside the lodge, as if Jesus himself was offering you salvation from the storm. A feeling of dread fills you as you rush towards your room, the adrenaline coursing through your veins, pushing you to your limit. You jam the key into the lock, pry the door open, only to confirm that your worst fears have been realized. How did it flood this fast? You scan the room, identifying a leak in the ceiling and guessing that the water must be at least ankle deep at this point. Oh, that's insane. Because last time it just blew up in the windows and water was everywhere, yes, but your stuff was safe because it's up on a shelf somewhere in the closet. This time it is just pouring down from in the roof. So, and being ankle deep is insane. Your other bags are drenched at this point, but your camera equipment and large shirt you forgot to put away are still on the nightstand. If you ford the metaphorical river, you can still secure your camera before it's damaged, but you'd be absolutely miserable if you had to sleep here tonight. Is there any way to drain the water? You're not sure where you'd even dump it, but the panic seeping into your brain is making it hard to stay rational. I mean, out the window, just straight out the window. Though, if I remember correctly, you're not on the ground floor. You're like above a little bit, I think? Maybe? I don't entirely remember. But either way, there is a window right there. You just out the window. Maybe I can get some chairs and create a makeshift bridge just to keep moving the chairs towards where I need to go, and then... No, just wait over there. Nice reunion is cursed. You turn around at the sound of the familiar voice, finding Angel standing a ways away from you. Their boots and jeans are soaked in dripping water all over the hallway. Your room flooded too? Yeah, all my clothes are soaked now. Don't have a fancy suitcase. Angel peers through your door, sighs, and steps into the water, wading towards your bags, floating in the middle of the room. Z hauls them out before headed back your way, and you reach out to take them from them. Oh gosh, Angel, thank you for helping me with this. He turns around to repeat the process once more before gingerly cradling your camera in her hands, being careful not to splash any water on it. This motion alone sets your heart ablaze. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. Angel doesn't respond. Instead, he kneels down to wring out the water from their jeans. It's almost comical just how much water he managed to squeeze out, if not for the most intense and upset expression you've ever seen on their face. Angel, there you are. Elias jogs towards the two of you, panting. I'm sorry again for your things getting soaked. I'll try to run everything through the laundry machines, and you can sleep in the guest room? No. The couple's room, right? He finally looks past Angel and registers the fact that your room is quickly turning into a sunken ruin. You reach out and put your hands on his shoulder, hoping that it's a counseling gesture. It's fine, Elias. No one knew this would happen. What were you trying to say? Elias meets your gaze with a dead look in his eyes. The wedding suite. Angel could sleep in the wedding suite, but that's the only room that's available. Elias brushes his face, buries his face in his hands, and starts pacing around in circles, muttering something low. You've seen him do this before, right before a deadline when several waiters were all scrambling to get something together. Suddenly an idea pops into your head. It might be a little dishonest, but considering the circumstances, there's not much anyone can do. You gulp and steel your resolve. If there was time to take a chance, then it was now. If the wedding suite was the only available room, Angel and I can both check it out. You feel a bead of sweat run down your forehead as the two men stare at you in disbelief of your boldness. I mean, there's probably a couch there, right? One of us can sleep there and the other on the bed? I don't know if that's... Well, okay, we'll look at it. Oh, cool, okay. You two arrive at the wedding suite, greeted by a large solid oak wood bed decked out in rose petals and other romantic fixings. Do they just leave the rose petals there? I don't think you would do that. They would, like, dry up. Unless they're fake rose petals. You spy a gift basket with fancy champagne sitting on a table nearby. Well, this room is dry. You turn to face Angel, who is already halfway to the bathroom. Showering first, if that's fine. Oh, sure. I'll sound like a broken record, but thanks again for... The bathroom door closes with some force, cutting you off. Helping me earlier with my stuff. This room is now yours to wander about as you examine your surroundings. I should probably charge my phone before I forget. Glad those lamps aren't too bright. You plug your phone in, then turn to the bed, running a finger over the pillows and blankets. Holy Mama Mary, these are silk satin pillows and Egyptian cotton blankets. They're so smooth and soft. You press down on the mattress. The bed is memory foam, and I think these are real rose petals too. They really went all out on this place. You fell backwards onto the mattress and sigh in relief, already dreaming of how comfortable your night will be sleeping in this bed. Eventually, you eyed the door to the bathroom, hoping that your plan to get closer to them works. The atmosphere in the room is perfect after all. Something has to happen. At least you hope. Surely the feeling is mutual, otherwise why would Angel have sought you out earlier, and not just once, but multiple times? Angel's really taking their time there with the shower, huh? Can't blame them for being stressed out by the storm, though I'm starting to get a little anxious myself. You sit up again and grab the gift basket to rummage through the assorted snacks, finding gourmet popcorn, dark chocolate bark, and even a bag of peach rings that seems out of place. Nothing as good as the food Angel was pointing out to you earlier, at any rate. None of the snacks really call out to you as you pick up the champagne bottles, rooting around to inspect the label, rotating it, and hating it around, right? I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a bit of this. You pop open the bottle and pour some into a clean champagne flute, sipping on it slowly as you close your eyes. In this momentary silence, you try to calm yourself. Shower's for you now. You interrupt yourself by choking when you realize Angel isn't wearing anything besides her boxers. You okay? Z rushes to your side and rubs your back as you cough, as your coughing fit slowly subsides. You look up at them and see concern in their eyes, but can't help it when your gaze wanders. Their strong, stocky chest is on full display, and despite the very cute pattern on the boxers themselves, Angel's happy trail is making you feel a certain way. Your heart is going a million miles an hour. I'm okay now, thank you, Angel. Good. You look away, suddenly your plan to confess your feelings is sounding so much harder than it was before. Thankfully, you have liquid courage in your hand, and try to very subtly chug what's left in your glass and pour yourself more. Angel just looks at you in confusion. I'm really lucky to have you here with me right now. This whole weekend has been so wild, hasn't it? Sure. You take another sip of your champagne, pumping yourself up for what you want to say next. I want to tell you something, by the way. I think we've been learning a lot about each other, yearning a lot over each other, over the past few days, and I think I like you. Angel squints at you. Would be sad if you didn't feel positively about me. I guess, but I really like you. A pause. Angel doesn't meet your gaze. Cool, I think you're alright too. Oh my god, is he rejecting me? You suck in a breath and then chug the rest of your glass. Angel, I mean to say that I think you're really hot and we're both alone right now, so if you wanna... I'm autistic, not stupid. I understand you. I understood you the first time. You freeze. You really should have realized that Angel was some sort of neurodivergent, but the thought never occurred to you. I was actually going to point that out earlier, but I didn't want to make any assumptions, so I was going to let it play out and see if that was the case. Because the avoiding eye contact and all of that is usually a thing I think is associated with autism or being on the spectrum. And mostly the way that this individual was acting, not really hanging out with other people, being more of a loner, doing their own thing, being very, very knowledgeable in certain things, I think is all characterized by that, if I'm not wrong. I could be completely off about a lot of this, but if I remember correctly, that's what I had seen. Either way. You look like a fish out of water, mouth gasping for air. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. It's whatever, I'm more concerned about you being tipsy. He takes the empty glass from your hand and sets it down, and trying to pull something on me because I'm in my boxers. My clothes are wet, what else am I supposed to wear? I'm sorry, I wanted to know you better, and you've only had 2 glasses of champagne, but it feels like it's hitting you like a freight truck full of bricks. I'm so confused. This whole reunion has been a lot for me, and I feel out of place around all of our old classmates because everyone thinks I'm homophobic. I'm a homophobic cis girl, but I don't know. I thought I was some kind of closet lesbian this whole time. But then I see you all being so hot, so maybe I'm straight? Or maybe I'm bisexual? Is it pansexual these days? Some secret third, fourth thing? I don't know, I just don't know. And you still haven't told me if you like me too, and I feel so gross and icky and... At this point, you're sobbing and heaving and entirely incoherent, and also fanning yourself with both hands. In other words, you're an unsexy hot mess. Holy God, do you hate me? I just wanted to... Irene. You stop sniffling as Angel gently takes your wrist and slides the champagne flute back into your grasp. You grasp the stem of it like a baby being given a rattle. Drink. Yeah, just drink. Just, yep, here's this pack. Forget what I said earlier about you possibly being, tipsy or something like that. Just keep drinking. You drink what's in the glass, realizing it's water. Oh, it's just water. Okay. Angel pours more into the glass. You drink again. Z presents you with a tissue box. You take a tissue and blow your gross slimy snot into it and then toss it into the trash can nearby. Good. Now inhale. You breathe in deeply. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. You exhale completely. Drink more. You oblige, gulping the water down. Calmer now? You nod. It's less of a question and more of a statement, as if Z were trying to manifest this state of being for you. Okay, should probably go shower. Z helps you over to the bathroom and lets you do your thing. You take your time washing your hair, then your face, then the rest of your body, feeling the hot water take all the sweat and grime away. It definitely helps clear your head, too, helping you realize that you turned Angel's concern into your own monologue. That was rude of you, to say the least. You resolve to apologize properly this time once you're dried off. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you step out of the bathroom. The loose shirt gives your skin some room to breathe, but you're still a tad uncomfortable at the situation you put yourself in. Angel's probably feeling even worse. I need to focus on their feelings instead. You go back to the other side of the bed where Angel is and sit a ways away to give them some privacy, as he hasn't looked up yet. Hi, Angel. No response. I wanted to apologize for making things about me earlier. He glances out of the corner of her eye. That was really unhelpful and dismissive of your concerns. It's not an excuse, but I didn't realize I was making you uncomfortable because... Your voice trails off as you watch Angel nonchalantly pour themselves champagne. As he lifts the flute to drink, you can't help but stare, transfixed at her throat as he swallows. Can you not? Caught red in the act. You tug on the hem of your skirt and look down in shame. What else? You're very attractive and I like you. Do you actually even know me, Irene? You look up and wince. Do you know my family ain't even Christian, or that I sell pot on the side? Do you know what kind of place I live in? Do you even know what my favorite color is? I wanted to learn more about you. That's fine. It would be fine. I'd be fine with that. But you think cornering me into the same room as you is going to make me feel safe when I've been trying to get some privacy this whole time. I'm sorry, I didn't know what else to say. Angel sighs and looks away, then sips on the rest of her champagne. I'm upset, and talking is hard for me. But we're both adults, we can try to understand each other, and sometimes that means I have to talk. You nod, making sure Z sees you. You and me, we're strangers. You haven't kept in touch with the rest of us. I don't get how you can have a crush on someone you don't know. It's normal for other people, but for me, it's... He pauses, gathering her thoughts. I don't catch feelings for folks I don't know. Demi-romantic is what it's called. You haven't heard of that one. Angel finally looks at you again. I don't hate you, I just don't know you. You swallow. There's a growing sense of dread in the pit of your stomach. Didn't know you in high school, barely know you now. I don't feel anything towards you like that. Doesn't have to stay like that, though. You look up, a faint glimmer of hope in your chest. I'd like it if we can get to know each other after this properly. The sudden thunder startles you, causing you to jump. it doesn't help that your thoughts are still swirling all over the place. Angel lifts the covers and motions you over. Come here, you're shaking. You wordlessly crawl in next to Angel, making yourself comfortable as he drapes the blanket around your shoulder to tuck you in. After that's done, he pulls you into their chest. It's been a long day, sleep. Neither of you say anything else as the wind, rain, and thunder continues to storm in. All you do is listen to their heartbeat until the steady pace of it lulls you to sleep. It takes some amount of effort, but eventually you're able to pry your eyes open from your deep slumber. You can't remember the last time you slept this well. You blink the sleep out of your eyes, slowly realizing that you're being very gently held by a shirtless Angel in a very cozy bed. Last night I got tipsy and started crying, and there was a storm, and then Angel hugged me. You look down at your own shirt, then back up at Angel's face. You look so peaceful right now. You're not sure what time it is, but a few minutes in bed won't hurt. Oh no. I have to pee. Maybe you can wriggle out without waking them up? You squirm a little and lift Angel's wrist up, hoping to slip through quietly, but her arm proves too heavy for you to do so. You huff and pump yourself up to try one more time until you feel their hands stroking the top of your head. Oh, he's petting me in their sleep. This is actually kind of nice. Damn it, I still need to pee though. Angel, Angel, Angel. He does not stir. In fact, he pets you more. Angel, I need to get up. I have to pee. Please. Please, please. Angel, I have to pee or my bladder will explode. My cabbages? Oh, my cabbages. Now, is that a Last Airbender reference right there? I feel like that's the Last Airbender reference right there. You rattle the bars of your cage, aka their arms, as you're on the verge of frothing at the mouth. God, if you can hear me right now, I have to pee really, really bad. Please, Lord Father, who art in heaven, grant me the strength to not piss myself. Angel's eyes flutter open just as you're about to start crawling and clawing and biting like a feral cat. Morning. Thank heavens you're awake now. Please let me go. I have to pee really badly. Okay. Angel lifts her arm up and you quickly roll out of bed, nearly falling off the mattress as you scramble for the bathroom. You stayed in the wedding suite a little longer than Angel's, so by the time you walk out of the front, everyone else has already packed up their things to go. You snap one last handful of photos. Actually, that's interesting. In this particular timeline, you don't take a lot of pictures. In the Elias one, you took a whole bunch of pictures. I have a feeling in the Liam one you're going to take a bunch of pictures too, just because of all Liam's crazy. But in this one, you basically don't have your camera or take pictures throughout the entire thing until like right now. You snap one last handful of photos of tearful hugs and waves, though you very deliberately avoid the gaggle of guys being held hostage by Liam's influencer antics. Finally, you reach Elias, who has your luggage at his side. He looks absolutely wrecked. Oh, Elias, thank you so much for drying my bags. You really didn't have to do that. Oh, girl, yes I did. I don't want your last memories to be of that nasty mildew smell. You still gotta give me what I paid for. Yes, the photos. I've been taking this whole time. Give me a day or two to sort them out, and I'll have them in your little gay hands. By the way, didn't you dry Angel's stuff? Where is he? Oh, he already got their bags loaded up into their truck. Said he wanted to check out one last thing before he left. Oh no, I didn't get to say goodbye to them yet. As if on cue, your phone goes off. You slip it out of your pocket and stare blankly at the screen. Good morning, Irene. This is Angel. I hope I didn't keep you long this morning. Elias gave me your contact info since I wanted to head down to the lake one more time. If you haven't left by now, I'd like to try and speak to you in person one more time. Oh, that's nice. Angel practically wrote an essay? What's up? Oh, Angel is at the lake? Is it cool if I head down there? Go for it, girl. Elias waves you off as you head down to the lake. I wonder what Elias's time was like in this timeline, because you're not there to try to pull him away from working and overworking himself. So he probably just overworked himself this entire time. As you approach the water, you spy Angel by the thimbleberry bushes, just starting to harvest another bag's worth. Hi, Angel. Can I pick berries with you? She looks up at you and nods, a shy smile on her face. Thanks for coming. Yeah, of course. You two search for berries on the bushes in front of you, letting the ambiance of the forest fill the silence. It's peaceful, just focusing on the task at hand. Wanted to talk about last night, then apologize. We already settled things, didn't we? Shouldn't have snapped at you, though. Masking is hard. Both of you stopped plucking berries and turned to each other. Don't hide that I'm autistic and have ADHD online, but you didn't keep in touch. It was awkward. Should have said something. That's not really your fault either. I shouldn't have assumed I could just mosey back into your life and pick up where we left off a decade ago. Even then, like you said, we didn't really know each other back then either. Angel nods and tilts her head. You take product photos? They're not my favorite subject, but I can do those. New batch of jams and pickles are ready to sell. Need pics of those for my shop. Oh? Text you my address, then when I get it set up, if you want, even cook you something nice. You can't help the excited grin spreading on your face, nor your hand reaching towards Angel's. It gives you a little squeeze and you delight in how warm her calloused palm is. I'm looking forward to it. So that's a different type of ending, I think. Because with Elias, it was like, okay, see you at the next gathering. But with this one, it's like, oh no, I'll see you just later. Like, we'll actually get to know each other after this. We'll hang out after this. So I think that's more development than with Elias. Like, you grow a lot closer to this one. But then Elias is more of a friend and somebody you kept up with a little bit more than Angel. So I guess it's more friends and you're kind of attracted to him. Whereas this one, it's like somewhat strangers that you once knew, and you're maybe a lot more attracted to Angel than you were to Elias. So could be more of a development. Well, in the next episode, we will tackle the last character and see where that one goes, but I honestly don't expect much development, because that would be kind of, I don't know, they seem like a terrible person, to be fair. Maybe they're just putting on an act in front of everyone and in front of the camera, because they never know when they might be caught acting like somebody else. So if, like, everybody knows they're an influencer and everybody knows that they always act a certain way, then they always have to maintain that act in front of everybody, in public especially, because if anybody catches them not acting that way, then their entire career is called into question. So maybe they're actually deep down a good person, but they're stuck acting this way, and you'll find that out when you actually hang out with them. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go that way. I don't know. But seeing their outward reaction or their actions, the way they have been acting the entire time with both Elias and now with Angel, and seeing them kind of in the background being a menace during this entire thing, makes me feel like maybe there has to be some kind of redeeming quality to them once you actually get to know them. And they're not actually how they seem. But either way, we will leave this episode here. Leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like. You can check this game out. It's free. It's on Steam. And hopefully sometime soon, I don't know exactly when, I will be able to do the final episode and go down the Liam path. But either way, I'll see everybody in the next episode.